What is the practice of gratitude? So one of the ways that we can look at it is by very simply spending some time and we just simply ask the question, what am I grateful for? When we feel gratitude, it's a sense of buoyancy. We feel free. We feel expansive. And so the practice is not to simply go through a mechanical list. Nice house, I've got good parents, I live in a nice country, and I'm healthy. And you don't just rattle off a list of things that you know you should be thankful for. It's not going to work. You have to put aside some time to just be with yourself. And the best time to do this is early morning, where before the day has started to get busy, before the mind has started to get too busy and involved in all of what it does, and actually look for the answer to the question, what am I grateful for? And so you go through. You're not just writing things down, you're looking for a shift in the emotional tone. So there might be something that you say, A, B, C, you're searching. You're likely rifling through a filing cabinet, looking for something, you know. And then something will hit you. Okay, you just saw a news article 2-3 days back about someone who lost their eyesight in an accident. Suddenly that comes back to you. Oh, I'm thankful for my eyesight. Oh. Bang, there it is. There's this aha moment. And in that aha moment, there's a shift in the feeling. That's what we're looking for. We want to genuinely find something where we subjectively experience that feeling of gratitude. And we'll know it when we get it. Because as I say, there's a buoyancy that comes with it. Not just a buoyancy, there's also a drop of the ego. We feel something fall away. You know, one of the things our teacher often says is that the moment you gain genuine knowledge, he says the head gains knowledge and it just bows in humility. You can't help it. This is the other effect that we're looking for. And so the practice then of humility, if we dip ourselves into this feeling over and over and over again, it's a consistent application. The other aspect of practice is knowledge itself. What we're talking about is not just information. Right? We don't just mean a storehouse of things that you know, that you've remembered, and that you can repeat to another person. The other word that we often use to help try and explain what we're talking about is insight. So when it's insight, it's real to us. When it's knowledge, it's just information. So this is what we're talking about. When we gain insight, we also develop humility. So insight into the way that life functions. What are the principles that govern human existence? Why do I experience my world the way that I do? Who am I? All of these very subtle philosophical questions. As we gain insight into these principles, humility is the natural counterpoint to it. So where there is genuine knowledge, there is humility. Where there is humility, there is genuine knowledge. So the moment we gain genuine insight into the way that life functions, who we are, what's really going on here, we can't help but develop humility. Gaining insight is experienced by us also as stepping out of ignorance. Now, going from ignorance to knowledge is a tremendously enjoyable experience. There's a deep sense of gratitude that comes from that. You're so thankful of having stepped out of your ignorant way of functioning and into a much more profoundly knowledgeable way of living. So the moment we gain genuine insight, we also develop gratitude, humility. And not only that, the more humble we are, the more gratitude we experience, the more we are able to effectively understand these things. If your mind is mentally agitated, if you're always constantly, the mind is always running to 100 different things, you can't think properly. You can't investigate things. You can't gain insight. One of the most important aspects of trying to gain knowledge is having a calm mind to do so. How do you gain that calm mind? One of the ways is through gratitude. So you get this virtuous cycle. When there is gratitude, it promotes insight because it calms the mind. And the more insight you gain, it promotes gratitude because you've eradicated your ignorance. So gratitude promotes insight, insight promotes gratitude, so you get this virtuous cycle going on. So this then becomes the two aspects of practice. One is a genuine investigation into the principles that govern life and living. The short word for which is Vedanta, where Vedanta means these principles. The other aspect is looking for those areas where we have gratitude.